Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good Friday, the 13th. It's been an interesting day for me, to say the least. Uh, let's see. Hold on. Hang on, I needed to mute that. Uh, we went to the grocery store today, and we usually try doing that in the morning, early in the morning, like around 7 or 8. So, because of the crowds, and both grocery stores we were at, the crowds were just unbelievable, buying toilet paper and water and this and that. And I'm sitting there going, what are these people thinking of? I mean, what this has totally got me, stymied. Now I'll go to Sam's Club and I'll buy a big bundle of toilet paper and a big bundle of Bounty paper towels, and I'll buy 5 cases of water and everything else. But that's last me for the month. Uh, But to sit there and these people trying to buy 3, 4 cases of water at a time and taking them out is just unbelievable. And for what? I mean, it's the media definitely has this country scared. Good job. I mean, outstanding job on doing that. I mean, I think everybody's running scared. It's myself, no. I am. It's like I told Nancy. I sat there and I said, we treat this house like our own little safety environment. I said, we go outside the house. Uh, we make a honest effort not to touch our face. And when we come back into this house, we sit there and either wash our hands or, no, excuse me, or use hand sanitizer and just leave it at that. So I can't believe that some of the crap that's going on out there with people sitting there and especially hoarding toilet paper. And somebody ought to go on Facebook and put a scare saying the virus has been linked to the fibers in toilet paper. Would that put the scare in anybody? And then what was the other thing we were talking about? It's funny how the coronavirus became real, real interesting, or that not real, let's say a news item, a really newsworthy item once the Trump impeachment fell through. Well, that's all I'm saying is. So are they drumming it up more than what it's worth? I have no idea. I have no idea. Only time will tell on this one, and we can all sit back and the people who brought the 6 cases of water and 4 bundles of toilet paper and everything else will go, well, we don't have to buy toilet paper for a while. Yeah. And the people who didn't do it sit there and go, thank God we didn't do it, or vice versa. You don't know. So I'm just curious on what's going to happen. As of right now, we're still planning a trip to Dallas in June. Airfares are dropping down immensely. I I've been following the airfare prices, and here's the other thing that really makes it funny: oil prices drop, airfare prices drop, and everything else, and then it just makes you wonder on what's the profit margin. That's what some of these guys are making on some of this stuff. Now, granted, depending upon the area of the country that you're living in, most of your gas prices are the city or the county or the state taxes that they put on it to sit there and get revenue from you more so than what they have. So, I mean, probably gas could be $1.25 a gallon, but if it isn't for the $3 that the state, county, city, township, village, whatever, throws tax on it and sits there and hits you with it. So it's just interesting times here in the United States, that's for sure. So let's see. Now that that little rant's over with, here I'll put the link up in case anybody wants to jump in. Uh, let's see. T Dub and Pat said they're both going to come on. So I don't know. I think Pat's off getting his haircut because he was texting me a fire inspector question. He's in a, hold on, let me find it here. Yeah, let's see if I can get this big. He's in getting his haircut, and got a whole bunch of Christmas lights hanging from the ceiling in the haircut shop. So he asked me, he said, what do you think? And I said, well, it's simple. I said, are those Christmas lights listed for commercial use or for residential use? And that would tell the story. And then I asked him what jurisdiction was this, and that we figured it out to be Clark County. So I don't know. We'll see. So that's where he's at. T-Dub, I don't know where he's at, but we hopefully we get them both on. Hazy, I haven't seen Hazy. He's just done a couple of live videos on music, but that's been it. And Dizzy's done a couple of fire videos. I guess I could put him. You want to put it out there and see? Let's see. I'll put it out there and see. Nah, I won't. Hazy and Dizzy both said no live show, so I'm not gonna. If they want to come in, they can go into the chat and get the link. I'm not going to send them the link directly like I usually do. So, but other than that, that's about it. Nothing new going on here. Same stuff, different day. If you all watched the video I loaded up last night, you see that this week has been a rainy week in Vegas. We woke up, we went to bed last night with rain, and we woke up this morning with rain. Last night we got 3/4 of an inch as news time, so I don't know what we ended up with this morning, but it's starting to clear out. It'll clear out over the weekend. The weekend will be partly cloudy, breezy, won't back up into the temps that we were supposed to be or close to being. And then Monday another cell comes in and we'll get rain again. So that's what's going on here. You saw that I got the new door panels in on the car if you watched yesterday's video. With those, I'll be able to sit there and start figuring out where I'm going to mount the speaker pods for the mid-range speakers. I've gotten the crossovers mounted and wired in. I've cleaned up all that wiring loom that's coming back from the amplifier and the subwoofer up to the front, and I got that pretty well straightened out. I put in the subwoofer volume or intensity switch and got that in. Started making a panel for where the heater controls went. I want to make a panel for that before I get going on. The last thing I'm going to do is trim out the opening bigger for the cage to fit in, because that's when the head unit or the deck or whatever you want to call it goes in. Martin Wright, what's going on? And so that'll be the last thing I do. So once we get the panel made for the in the center where the heater controls go, we get that blank panel made and put in, then we will move on to the 8-pillar speaker tweeter speaker pods and get those mounted in. And once that's done, then we'll pull up put a door panel on and figure out where we want to mount the mid-range speaker pods on. And then there's going to be some fiberglass work, because I want to put in some L brackets. And I want to fiberglass those on the back side of the speaker pods so I can drill them and mount them into the door panel. I don't think these door panels I want to sit there and start fiberglassing until I get everything done and the way I want it, positioned the way I want it. And then they'll go to the upholstery shop and everything will get done at the same time and see what the upholstery shop has to do. So we'll go that route. We're talking. I explained to everybody that we are putting a console in that thing, but the console will be one of the last things that we do or build because of the floor. That you got to put the Dynamat down, then the carpeting down, then the console will sit on top of the carpeting. So, and we'll go from there. Barry Manilow collection is going to sound good in that sound system. Well, it would if I did have Barry Manilow. I don't have my a Barry Manilow collection in there. Uh, I don't think I even Barry Manilow. Nope, don't have nothing. Don't have nothing from him. So let's see. I have an album from CD from Bobby Darin. There you go. But no Barry Manilow. No Elvis, no Barry Manilow, no Tom Jones. A lot of Beach Boys. Got Beach Boys. Got the Doors. No Barry White either, Martin. Got the Doors. Aerosmith, Foghat, Doobie Brothers, a lot of Doobie Brothers. Richard Marx. Who else have I got? God. No. Deep Purple. So yeah, got some ZZ Top. Yep, definitely got those. Saw those guys at Shepherd Air Force Base, Wichita Falls, Texas, before they were known as ZZ Top. Yeah, they were playing in the NCO club there, and so yeah, saw them play there. They were doing a lot of oh God, Grand Funk Railroad stuff at the time. And I got one of their albums. So yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's T-Dub gave me all the part numbers, and I just ordered everything. So as this car stereo goes, so we'll see how it all works out at the end. So he's really good at putting it together. I wish he was still here. He started wiring it up. I wish he was here to finish it up, but we'll see. But I'm just taking my time and doing everything, making sure I like everything where it's going and the position, everything that's going. I might be moving slow, but I just want to double check and make sure that I like everything. I mean, it was like the pods for the tweeters. I went through uh, what 4 different ways of sitting there putting those on until I finally found the fourth way of it was going to work. That excuse me, that I was going to be happy with it. And so if it takes 3 months to do one thing, then it takes 3 months to do one thing. So that's what it is. So it is what it is. But I got to get it started and get it out of the garage. It hasn't been running in a month now, so it's got to go around the block again. So but I can't do it with the rain because there are no side windows in the car, and that's the next thing I got to start saving up is for the electric window conversion kit and get all the window felts and the seals and everything for the doors. I got all the seals and everything for the hood. Did the trunk already. The doors and windows are next. So that's it. So that's another thing we got to save up, and that's a big ticket item. So is the Dynamat. So is the carpeting, and then I got to get with an interior with an upholsterer, an automotive upholsterer, and start going with him because he'll be getting stuff piecemeal as I can afford it. This is definitely not a cheap hobby. So let's see what else. That's about it. There's really nothing else going on except, I mean, with the rain and everything, it's been unbelievable around here in the flash floods. People in this town, if you drive in snow, if you ever driven in with snow on the ground with maybe 2 to 3 inches of snow on the ground, that's what it's like driving here in the rain, because during the summertime, the sun bakes the asphalt and brings all the oil out of the asphalt. Hey, Frank, what's going on? All the oil out of the asphalt to the surface. And then when it rains, it becomes a white foam and you can slip and slide and everything. And so, yeah, watching people driving this stuff that would think that they can drive is just totally unbelievable. And it's more so than anywhere else in the country because of the heat we have the dry heat we have and the amount of sunlight that we get. So hold on, what did Martin say? Sturgis is one on my bucket list. No, I don't go every year. No, it was a whim. We went the one time, and that's one trip that you better have a lot of time. I mean, a lot of time, because that area of the country is beautiful. Up there in the Black Hills is just awesome. And then with Mount Rushmore up there and everything else, to sit there and go see that is just, yeah. But and then you got to decide how far you want to ride. I mean, you put your bikes in a trailer and you drive until you're about 100 miles outside of Sturgis, then you unload everything and you ride your bikes into Sturgis, because and it's or you ride the whole distance and look like you rode the whole distance, because then you're fatigued. Or you ride and most I could say on the bike back then at the time was probably 6 to 8 hours, and that was probably a couple of stops in between. But you had stops for gas, but it just sat there, and I just couldn't stay on that bike longer than that. So then you check into a hotel, get up the next morning, have breakfast, get on the bike, sit there and start riding again. So that's why I mean the time to get there, the time to get back home, and then the time to ride around and see the sights. So yeah, that is definitely some place to go see. Coming back out, I wanted to go. One thing I wanted to continue on. Oh God, no, I can't remember. But I wanted to continue on into, was it Montana? Yeah, continue on into Montana and sit there and then hit the Little Bighorn and see that monument and then cut back down. But yeah, it's a blast. It's interesting. It's different. A lot of stuff you videotape, if you have a YouTube channel, you won't be able to put on your YouTube channel, because it's interesting, to say the least. And we'll leave it at that. But let's see what else. That's about it. Yeah. So other than the rain around here, nothing really going on, other than sitting there watching all the people going nuts buying toilet paper, water. I mean, what did you expect the water district to shut down the water? Why this thing's going on if it gets bad? So you're going to need water. You're not going to get purified water. Okay. All right. So if it really gets bad, you're going to need toilet paper. Okay. So a wet newspaper won't cut it. Okay. All right. I understand. You sit there and, you got a flexible shower head you can sit there and grab and, pretend that the shower head's a bidet and clean yourself off that way. It all goes down the same drain. It's not like there's separate drains. This is the shower drain that goes into the sewer. This is the poop drain that goes into the sewer. No, it doesn't work that way. So I'm just totally amazed. What was it? 88 Katana was on earlier today with a live show, and he was going, I think he was like in a Walmart or a Sam's Club or something, and he was looking at the people. He was looking at the people coming out with stuff and the amount of water and toilet paper and everything else, and he was just shaking his head. So yeah, Camaro ready by summer. Camaro is probably going to be an ongoing project now, but it's going to be a drivable ongoing project, and probably for now into the near future. I mean, it is. I've got so much other stuff I want to do. Why aren't they buying food? Without food, you don't need TP. Yep, that's right, Frank. You've got it. But yeah, so it's unbelievable. No, there's back on to Martin's question. The Camaro is going to be an ongoing project. I mean, I still got to get it, let's say, to where it's done, I got the side windows to put in, all the weather stripping around the doors to do. I got the cowl panel to repaint a little bit. I've got the Dynamat to put in the doors and on the floor, carpeting to put on the floor. I got the seats to get upholstered. I've got the door panels and the front and the rear panels, and the panels I made to get upholstered. And see, then that's not counting all the other detail and trim pieces and everything else. If so, everybody knows it's the engine in there is a Ramjet 350 from GM Performance. And I got Gary down at Ramsey Customs making me a couple of emblems that I'm going to put alongside the cowl induction hood. And so I'm going to get them. Gary's going to make them, and then I'm going to have them send them off to Advanced Plating to get them chrome plated. And they'll go with a cowl hood comes up like this on the side and then rolls over to the top. And right on the side there, we'll put them both on the side. But yeah, so to answer your question, it's drivable now. I have been driving it now. It's going to get more drivable. I still need to get the tailpipes on and the front end aligned, and then I won't have a problem driving it. Right now, until I get the front end aligned, I have a couple of issues of driving it very far distances. But then I want to go hit a couple of car shows that Kenny does, Rotterfiles, and sit with that. And the funny thing about it, Frank, is, and to go back to what you said, is when we were in the grocery store, I'm making chicken enchiladas tomorrow for dinner. So I was trying to find some ground chicken breast meat. Okay. And the one store we go to is Smith's here in the Valley, and they're owned by Kroger. Okay. And Kroger is a nationwide chain. So, and there was the poor butcher was sitting there struggling to get meat out and put on in the cooler bins, to stack it up and everything else as fast as people were taking it off. And he finally got to the ground chicken breast, and we were able to grab 3 pounds of that stuff. But it's stupid. What are the people thinking that's going to happen? Are they thinking that everything is going to shut down? That nobody's going to be working. Everything's going to shut down. We're not going to have airplanes flying around. Nobody's going to be at the power plants to generate electricity. Nobody's going to be at the water plants to sit there and to take care and to make drinkable water and get that system going. Nobody's going to be working at the sewage plant to take care of the sewage. So is this the mentality? I mean, it's what, and when 88 Katana, I sat there and I told him, I says, you can't fix stupid. And he goes, yeah, you're right. Hey, speak of the devil, he just popped in the chat. I was telling him about your live stream earlier, 88, on when you were going to, I couldn't tell if it was whether it was a Sam's Club or a Walmart or a Costco or what parking lot with all the people pulling out with their toilet paper and everything else. And so, and then he drives by a pot store and everybody's standing in line trying to get into the pot. Woodman's, okay. That must be a chain back there then. But yeah, but it's just, I mean, it was the same thing here, 88. I mean, we had, it was just unbelievable. People sitting there and you look at their shopping cart and you think that they're going to, we're at war and we're going to get nuked and here we go and we're not going to have any food. And I mean, there was one lady that was dragging full shopping carts full of crap. And the checkout lines, and here's the thing, is they had two 4-lane self-checkouts and one was closed. So you only had the 1 4-lane up front on the one side of the store. And then your standard checkouts, They only had 3 of those open, and they had all these people in line. Lines were going back up the aisles of the store. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Self checkout to the sheep. Yeah, you got that right. I mean, Jesus, it's hard to say what people are gonna. I mean, it's just what a Martin right here. Very cool, Tom. It'll be worth it at the end. I like all projects that you put in and get out. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Martin. I aim to please, or I try to. So, yeah. But and the thing that really killed me is now NASCAR shut down the next 2 races of their season. NHRA shut down the Gator Nationals. They're not going to be on. So you have that. So you have that. So we have no hockey, no basketball, no NASCAR, no soccer. What else did they shut down? No drag racing. What else? I can't remember what else, but basically probably no boxing matches or anything else along those lines. They're dropping conventions right and left here in this town that aren't coming in. The one big construction equipment conventions going on this past week. So it's hard to say. But like I said, I'm just sitting back watching this all and trying to decide which direction this is going to go. And I haven't changed my plans of going to Dallas in June to see my granddaughters. So we'll still see how this all comes out at the end. No panic here in London. It's all stay calm and panic later. Well, here in the States, it's all panic. Apparently, everybody's buying everything and anything. They don't think it's going to rise. People are dropping out of airline flights. And actually, I wonder how the cruise ship industry is doing, whether they're gone. They're really panicking on what's going on. So checking in, Southern Ontario. All right. And so, yeah, so this is just totally beyond me. I've never seen anything like this. And I wasn't even in the States when the gas shortage did and all the lines and everything else. I was overseas in Southeast Asia at the time. So I didn't even get to see none of that either when that craziness went on. So but yeah, and so I don't know. We'll see. I'm not panicking. I'm not going to worry. It is what it is. You just take care of yourself. You're in good health. You shouldn't have nothing to worry about. And just take precautions. That's all you got to do. Common sense here applies. I mean, there are a lot of people who, threw common sense out the window weeks ago. So I don't know. It's funny thing is that this has all been drummed up by the media, the news people, sitting there. Let's see how we can control all the sheep here, and bet you we can get them to buy a whole bunch of toilet paper and paper towels and paper products. Watch this. And let's put a little sprinkle in there on we might be issues with your water supply. Oh, everybody buying bottled water now. So yeah, so it's the media, and I don't believe half the crap that comes out of their mouth anyway. It's the only thing that's more dishonest than a politician is the news media. And that's my opinion. I'm stocking up on scotch in case I bump it. All right. You do that, Martin. Crazy lines at Costco too. All right. Like I say, as I said at the beginning of the barcast, is I go to Sam's Club. I go once a month. I go early. I got the special card that I get in at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I go early and I get my 4 cases of water and my big bundle of Bounty paper towels, my big thing of Kleenex tissue, and my thing of Northern toilet paper, and that lasts me for a month. And I ain't making any special effort to go down there and to sit there and increase that, to sit there and start buying more of that crap. I mean, enough's enough on that. I mean, you can't sit there and you're going to try to sit there and what was the old, try to sit there and forecast what's going to happen in the future, that you wait, nobody's going to be making toilet paper anymore. Well, it ain't the end of the world. I mean, you know, I mean, if you have no TP, what, you can't exist, you can't go outside, I mean, your world ends as it is. I need to stock, if this is the case, then Martin, I need to stock up on beer and tequila. And then probably go to one of the pot stores and stock up on that and just get blitzed every day. And not have to worry about anything. Get up in the morning, start drinking, and then when you pass out, then sleep, then get back up, start again, and then you pass, and just go that way, because then you won't have to worry about nothing. That sounds like a plan. So, but yeah, interesting times here. So then what are the countries that rye, wine, and beer? Okay, I'll go with that. So what are the countries worst hit by this thing? Is it still Korea and China, of course? And haven't heard anything over in Europe. But then again, local news is just talks about local news. And mask. Fan's breath can be a bit funky at times. Yeah, but those masks don't even do anything. Italy's another big country that's got it hard hit. Okay, well, just don't let anybody in here who look at their passport. You've been to Italy? Oh, get out of here. Go back. You know, if you've been to Italy in the last 3 months, you ain't coming here. Okay, if you've been to Korea in the last 3 months, you ain't coming here, and you've been to China the last 3 months, you ain't coming here. Simple. I mean, it's simple. Italy is hit big time. Okay. All right. I didn't hear that. I'll have to sit there and probably tune into the national news. I think that's on earlier than local, so we'll have to hit the national news tonight and see what they say. So we hear more bullshit, more lies, and take it with a grain of salt. Maybe part of it's true, some of it isn't, some of it is. I don't know. I think, like I said before, I think all news is a lot to be desired. There's a link if anybody wants to jump in. So yeah. So let's see, hold it. Yeah, that's a simple solution. Well, the simplest solutions seem to work the best. I mean, that's it. You got customs, they got to check their passports, and you can count to 3. I mean, so, hold on, wait. 3 months ago, you were in Italy. Sorry, you're denied into the United States. Go back. Come back when this thing's all over. You've been vaccinated and it shows on your passport, type thing, Well, the Democrats ought to be happy. They finally broke Trump's economy. So, or I should say this virus finally broke Trump's economy. I'm not saying the Democrats are behind it, but I'm not saying they are, and I'm not saying they aren't. I'm just making a statement that Trump's economy is broken. It was doing good. But then again, if you look at the stock market, it closed up today. So, all right, Martin. We'll drink to that. But yeah, if you got a good immune system and you're in good health and good general health and everything else, and don't have problems breathing and all that stuff, you should be okay. All right, Tessa, have a good weekend. What's the old expression? Come back when you can stay for a bit. Just joking. So yeah, but that's all I got to do is start common sense. I mean, it's all the wife and I are doing. It's like I said before, as I told her, I said our little house here is our little safe haven. You know, it's germ free, clean free, everything else. You know, we will we when we go out, like when I go out and check the mail, I'll go out and check the mail, bring it in, sort it out, everything else, and last then I'll promptly wash my hands. You know, try to keep your hands away from your face. You know, it's simple things, and that's all it takes. And if you just do the simple things, you'll be fine with this thing. I mean, and again, the simplest things seem to work on a lot of it. I still like the solution of sitting there with people sitting there at customs, just sitting there denying access to anybody who has it. So, or let's say anybody who's visited to the bad countries that had it. So, but that's about it. I wonder where my boys are. Let's take a minute here and let's see where they're at. Okay. All right. We just texted them. See what happens. But yeah. Yeah, common sense does work. I mean, just think it out. Think it out. I mean, let's take the paper industry for example, since everybody's buying toilet paper. It totally amazes me why toilet paper. Okay, you cannot take a wet rag, let's say, okay, and clean yourself after you go number two, you know, and then rinse the rag out, you know, wash the rag, you know. Do you really need the toilet paper, you know? So it's just the little things to sit there and think about is just totally amazing. I'm just sitting there going, okay, you know, well, why don't everybody screw the toilet paper? Everybody just install a bidet into their house. Then you don't have to worry about toilet paper ever again. Think about that. If you put a bidet in your house, okay, this is exactly what this thing's supposed to do. Clean your backside after you get done going to the bathroom. Then what do you have a use? What do you have a need for toilet paper for? Just saying. Just saying. So think about these simple little things, okay? So then everybody buying all the cases of water. Kenny, what's going on? Are they going to have the car show tomorrow? I heard the rain's supposed to be stopping. It's going to be a little breezy tomorrow. So, yeah, the bottled water is the other thing. Is they think that nobody's going to be working in the water treatment plants. Everybody's going to get sick, and they're going to close the water treatment plants down. Nope, no car show tomorrow. Oh man, there goes my Saturday morning. I would start a toilet paper company using my ex-wife's. All right, Martin. Everything is canceled. Okay. So both shows Saturday and Sunday. Well, NASCAR canceled the next two races. Drag racing canceled the Gator Nationals. Okay, I wonder what ESPN's going to put on TV. All the sports events are canceled, and or Fox Sports 1 or NBC Sports. Wonder what they're going to all air. We get to go see reruns of different things, old past tapings of old sporting events. You sit there and call into NBC or Fox Sports 1 and tell them, well, since you guys don't have anything really to put on TV, why don't you just remember the Leonard Hearns fight back in the early '80s? Yeah, well, why don't you run that again? Maybe Sunday? Okay. All right. You know what I was really thinking of doing is sitting there with all these people sitting there going and sit there and really get them going. You know, as they're coming out of Wal or Sam's Club or Costco or anything else, sit there and go get a hazmat suit and start walking into Costco or Walmart with the hazmat suit on. Think people would sit there and start taking notice and sitting there going, what the frick is going on here? Babe Ruth is going to make a comeback. Yeah. Or yeah, rebroadcast the World Series between the Cleveland Indians and the Chicago Cubs. Or last year's Houston. Who did Houston play? Houston and the Dodgers, was it? Or God, I can't remember. I know Houston won, but you know. But I still like that idea. You know, really freak some people out. If you want to really get some people jumping, you really, I mean, apparently the media's got them going nutso already. So why don't we sit there and let's just notch it up a little bit? You can go out to, let's see, here in Vegas, it would be Buck's War Supplies out in Nellis. Go out there and buy a hazmat suit, okay? And put the hazmat suit on, and then go walking into a Walmart or to a Costco or to a Target or something like that, and then you know a grocery store or something, and see what the people say. You know, somebody comes up to you, what are you doing? So I ain't getting caught. I'm not catching it. Nope, nope. You know, I think everybody would sit there and take a step back and take a look at that and sit there and go, what the frick is going on here? Oh, well, Kenny, I got to take the car around the block, but the rain's stopping me from doing it because I have no side windows in it, and it's been sitting too long, and it needs to stretch its legs again. So I'm just going to have to wait until we get some cleaner weather. I finally got the wiring mess straightened out for the stereo that I could sit there and at least drive the car without worrying about wires and stepping on wires or wires getting around the gas pedal and stuff. But yeah, so, but it needs to get its legs stretched. It's been sitting in there a month now. See, last time was T Dub was here. Nope, 2 months. So yeah, we need to get it out. So we'll see what this weekend brings. I know it's supposed to be partly cloudy and breezy. At least that's what they said last night. So we'll see what happens. Now, hold on. Let's see. Yeah, the wind's picking up. And yeah, it is cloudy. And the wind's picking up and it is cloudy. So, and there's tin on that window. So don't. If they ban barbecues, I'm moving to Antarctica. Might warm the place up a bit. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's no sporting events. Uh, Conventions are canceled. Not all the conventions, but a lot of conventions have canceled here. Oh, hold on. Gotta see what Kenny sent. Oh, cool. That's a nice looking car, Kenny. Hold it. Want everybody want to see? Kenny, you mind if I show everybody? Kenny just picked up another ride. I think he said it was for his son. Oop, there he goes. Let's see. And Kenny picked up a ride. Hope you don't mind me showing these, Kenny. Hold it. There. There. Cool. So, yeah. So, cool cars, Kenny. You still got what, the Bronco? Or the Bronco? Wasn't it a Bronco you had, brown? And of course, you still got the Bug. I don't suspect you'll be getting rid of the Bug anytime soon. Sold the Bronco yesterday. Cool. All right. So you're going to be riding in style to the car shows. Cool. Awesome. Let's see. Here's the link again if anybody cares to join. Yeah. Well, I'm down to the mid-range speakers and the tweeters, and once I get those done, then Kenny, we can adjust the hole for the basket to go in and then put the deck in and finish wiring it up and see how it works. And then we're on to, then we're on to Dynamat on the floor and carpeting. And then I need to save up for windows, the side windows. But since it's a garage kept car, I'm not worried about doing all the work on the interior. Everything canceled? Kenny, all the car shows canceled until April? Well, drag racing is supposed to be here. Let's see, what's the date? In 1, 2, 3, in 3 weeks. I wondered, they just 90% of them did? Oh man, then I bet you drag racing is going to cancel here because they're the first week in April. And because their Gator Nationals is this weekend, and they're off too, and then they're here in Vegas. And so we won't have drag racing here in April. No 4-wide in April. Interesting. Breezy's Bike Shop, what's going on? We're just hanging out. Everybody's talking about all the cancellations of different things, about the virus. And the big thing is Breezy is, I said, because is scared and shaky as all these people who are going into Costco and Walmart and everything else and buying baskets of bottled water and toilet paper and all this stuff and everything else. Is muscle cars at the Strip was supposed to happen next week. And that's one that got canceled, Kenny. So anyway, Breezy, back to the story. So all that and everything else, I want to get a hazmat suit and put it on. And then I'm going to want to go walking in the front doors of, let's say, of a Sam's Club or a Costco or a Walmart and seeing what everybody thinks then. As much as the public has panicked and, in my opinion, acting the fool, that and we got to thank the media. Let's everybody golf clap for the media. Maybe we needed to beat it. I don't know, but I think they're putting, and again, I think they're putting too much into something that really, it's a concern, it's an issue, but I don't think, I mean, if you use common sense, I think you can sit there and beat this thing. So I don't think you need to be, well, I got half my garage filled with cases of bottled water, so I'm ready for anything. And the other half is filled with toilet paper. So, I mean, come on. Enough's enough, people. Drag racing canceled. Toilet rolls finding is a new sport. Toilet roll finding is a new sport. Okay. All right, I got it. All right, watch it, Kenny. I'm getting rid of the old folks here. Maybe China did it to start trimming down their population and it got out somehow. Oops. Got another text. Hang on. I had a friend of mine text me last night, and I hope Mike was going to join us, but I don't know if Mike's on or watching or anything else. No, we only got 4 people watching right now. It's probably Martin, Kenny, and Breezy's bike shop, and that's probably about it. So, but yeah, it's interesting, to say the least. Oh, but man, everything's canceled. Well, yeah, they're canceling everything to keep everybody in their houses. Why don't you just tell everybody, stay in your house, don't go anywhere? You know? I mean, it's like Nancy said, I could sit there and spread peanut. I got enough peanut butter. I can sit there and spread it on a saltine. That'll satisfy me. Paranoia. Are they all stoned, Kenny? Well, like I said earlier, Kenny, we're still planning on going to Dallas in June. So we'll see if it changes. I haven't brought airline tickets yet, but I'm loving the prices, the way they're dropping. It's in the weed. That's funny. All the states that legalize marijuana, that's where all the panic's happening and everybody's running to get toilet paper. I wonder if that, because Illinois legalized it and Katana showed us them running there. California did, and it's showing running there. Buying them now. Okay. That's interesting. I still like my hazmat suit idea. Uh-oh, here we go. Here's somebody. We're in trouble now.
All the stoners are having a pants shitting good time.
Hey, be the first in your neighborhood to fill your garage up with bottled water and toilet paper.
Dude, I went to Walmart. I've been telling people this for a while, for at least like this week, like for several days.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Walmart to go shopping, like my regular shopping. All right. I picked up a 20-pack of TP. Nobody fought me for it. Nobody blacked my eye out, and nobody cussed at me. All right.
That's because you got the regular size. You didn't buy the case.
I didn't have to buy a pallet of friggin' toilet paper.
You needed to buy the big case that had 48 rolls in it, wrapped in plastic type thing.
No, I bought a 20-pack because we use a 20-pack in a month.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said.
We don't buy tissue boxes, so we blow our nose with it and we, keep it handy.
It's like I told everybody at the beginning of the show. Once a month, I go to Sam's Club. I get 4 cases of water. I get one of those big 30-roll packs of toilet paper, big pack of Bounty paper towels, and a big box of Kleenex tissue. And that'll last Nancy and I for a month.
Yeah. It's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I mean, right now we're in the middle of the month. I got 2 cases of bottled water left, and I haven't even cracked open the TP yet. So hell, and okay, so let's say there's a toilet paper shortage. Everybody has a rag in their house. Everybody has water in their house. Can't you use a wet rag to sit there and clean your bottom end? Or
Well,
is that thinking too much out of the box?
well, there are folks that have got wise to the whole, baby wipe thing. If they got kids or babies in the house,
Yeah. You go
extra box of baby wipes when they go to the store.
Let's do a run on baby wipes. Everybody, you're doing the wrong thing. Don't buy toilet paper, buy baby wipes. We ought to start that campaign. Help the baby wipe industry.
Hey man, I've got no problem using those things, but I tell you, some people have issues with toilet cloggage and things. They can't flush anything but TP or whatever. Yeah. And I'm saying, man, go back to a high flow. That's all.
Well, the other side of the coin is why don't everybody just go out and put a bidet in their house? Forget toilet paper.
A bidet is one option. Yeah, I guess. But you can get one of them fancy Japanese toilets, it talks to you and stuff. It's got the little wand that comes out underneath your butt and gives you a nice little power wash. I'm not kidding. There really is those toilets. It'll blow your mind. That's what I've been told. I haven't used one personally, but
I haven't used one personally, but I heard about them.
I agree that would blow my mind, and I would turn around and I would kick the thing off the floor and throw it out the window. Like, don't ever touch me there again. No, I'm just joking.
Kenny Escort. I was just reading what Kenny had in the comments.
Oh my goodness.
No, wait.
I'm sorry, I haven't been paying attention to the chat. Hey Breezy, how you doing? Martin, what's up? Kenny, how you doing? Good to see you. Oh my goodness.
Kenny said the car shows were canceled for tomorrow. I predict the diet.
Dude, people could go to a car show and just drive around each other with their windows up so nobody sneezes on them.
Well, did you hear what I said to do? I'm thinking going down to it's Buck's War Supplies. He sells army surplus and everything, and go buy an old hazmat suit and start walking into Walmart and Sam's Club and Costco wearing a complete hazmat suit.
Okay, you being a firefighter would get away with that. Me being a jackass would get arrested.
Nah,
because you take the head part off and be like, "What's the matter, guys?" And they'd be like, "Tom, what the hell?" Like, but they'd see me do that and they'd be like, and I would take my freaking headpiece off and they'd be like, "Who's this asshole? Arrest him right now."
No, I mean, as much as paranoid as people are now, I just figured let's up the level a little bit, get everybody to start buying hazmat suits.
Oh man, there's a picture that was going around the internet a while ago, and it still pops up once in a while, and it's like an entire class of elementary school kids that have gas masks on, and their teacher is standing there with them with a gas mask on, and it's a picture from somewhere in Europe during the Second World War. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just anyway.
No, but
that was part of the drills that they had back in those times because mustard gas was a real thing.
Oh yeah.
We haven't ever had that kind of war here on the mainland of America. No, we have not. But we fought that kind of war across the seas. We know, like some of our veterans still remember what it is, and they know that,
Mm-hmm.
But it's quite a different thing to go over and fight that war, and it's completely different when it freaking starts coming in through your own windows of your home.
Yeah. Well, back in my day in the 60s, they used to march us all out in the hallway and had us sit down and put our heads between the knees because of the Cold War going on. Like that's going to help us at all for any for a nuclear blast that's going to happen in Chicago, which was 35 miles south of us, So yeah, everybody had their little drills and what they had to contend with back then.
Yeah.
I just
Everybody.
I thought it'd
Back
be
in the
funny.
day, they even had drills at my school for what they called fire drills at my school with the asbestos blanket. Like up to like 1984, they were still doing that. I know of. They were still doing asbestos blanket fire drills. Get out of here. Come on.
Yeah.
Serious?
And actually they knew about asbestos back as far as late 70s, early 80s.
They knew about it in the 60s. They just didn't say nothing until the 70s.
Let's say, the late 70s, because that's why a lot of the World War II. That's why a lot of the World War II not fire, but a lot of fighter pilots sat there and ended up with different stages of
mesothelioma and asbestosis.
Yeah, because the asbestos sat there and insulated the oxygen system.
Oh.
Because
that's terrible.
Yeah, my Uncle Bob was a fighter pilot, and that's what he died from. And that's what they attributed it to. It was the asbestos that was insulating the oxygen system. So.
Like a lot of people won't remember this because they didn't smoke, but there was a type of cigarettes called Vantage.
I remember
Vantage cigarettes used to have asbestos filters.
Oof.
The only reason that it was twofold. The only reason that they started putting filters on cigarettes to begin with is not to change the flavor and not to make not to like for any health concerns or anything like that. Nothing. None of that. One of the concerns was getting tobacco in your mouth. But mostly it was to keep you from getting burned. Why do you think people used to smoke out of those those little pipettes? Those like long cigarette things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you didn't burn your fingers, and you didn't get stains all over them too, because it was very gauche. Oh, he's got cigarette stains on his fingers. Ew, I don't know if I want to shake his hand. The people at posh parties and stuff, they wouldn't want to freaking smoke that cigar, smoke that cigarette, and then they got big ugly yellow stains on their fingers.
Hold on, Captain. You say that, and you reminds me of something. Showboat Hotel and Casino, which was down on the east side of the Las Vegas Valley. We sit there and we used to. We bowled there, and my wife liked playing bingo there. And we'd walk in there, and you see these little old ladies, and this is back. Their right hand would be all silver from them taking the quarters out of the bucket and dropping it into the slot machine. All right.
Oh wow.
Their left hand would be all nicotine stained right in here from them sitting there smoking the cigarette and then putting their oxygen tube back up.
Yeah. My friend's mother used to do that on the front porch all the time. I went over to their house and I was just like, is that your mom on the front porch? She's like, yeah. I'm like, she's smoking with oxygen.
And can we tell you what caused the fire in Apollo 1? Oxygen.
We are all gonna die.
Kenny said my grandpa's fingers were like that.
Oh, dude, I remember my fingers being like that, bro. Just from Marlboros or like Camels or Winstons or whatever. Like, ugh. I quit smoking a couple years ago, if you didn't know. So
Nancy and I quit back in 2000.
okay. Well, you got like 18 years on me.
But yeah, just sit there and it was Marlboro. First it was the red Marlboro, then Marlboro Lights came out. We figured we were doing ourselves a favor and smoked the light cigarettes. Needless to say, they were just as bad as the reds. So
Yep.
all you're
Hey,
doing is
I tell you,
paying more money for something that didn't really sit there and do anything for you.
Tom, when did you start smoking?
17.
Okay, I was 16. I started a year before you did.
I
But
was yeah, I was
and that was 20 years ago. You quit in 2000, and what, you're like 62 now?
I'm 69 now.
What? Oh, I was thinking maybe 62, maybe 64. Oh, you
No,
snuck up on me, buddy. You
I'm
snuck up on
69.
me. I
Hey,
think, you know what? You were
I'll make
64
it
when I.
I'll make it really simple. I was born in 1950. Real simple math there.
That's fine. No, you know what? I think you were 64 when I met you.
Yeah, probably.
Or maybe turning 64. I don't remember. But anyway, my point is, you 20 years ago, you were 50, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you smoked for longer than I did too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing or anything. Smoking is smoking. Who cares? But I'm saying you smoked for a longer period of time than I did too. So, but then again, you smoked the cigarettes like like when you were younger. I don't think they were spraying anything on them back then.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah, I smoked for 33 years roughly.
Okay, okay. I smoked for about 27,
So
roundabout. You know,
yeah, I think
round.
yeah, it was around 17. It could be 16, 17, somewhere in there.
Yeah,
And both my parents smoked. Okay.
yeah. Mine
My,
too.
my dad smoked until the day he died. My mom quit, and my mom was a registered nurse, so that's the other funny thing about it. And she used to smoke Tarleton cigarettes. Remember the
Oh,
charcoal
yeah, Terrytons.
Terrytons or whatever? Yeah,
Yeah, Terrytons. Yeah.
yeah. And she used to smoke those, and then she quit. I want to say she quit when she was in her late 40s, early 50s,
Okay. Yeah.
and then actually all my brothers. Let's see, all my brothers and sisters. Yeah, I was the only one that ended up smoking out of, and I got 6 brothers and sisters. My parents had 7 kids.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Busy.
they're being good Catholics trying to keep up with the Mormons down the street. So
Well,
yeah,
yeah, Las Vegas has got a lot of Mormons,
not no.
unbelievably.
This was back in Illinois, northern Illinois.
Oh yeah, there's lots of Mormons out there too,
Hmm.
and Missouri.
Yeah,
they
but yeah, so
started a little war out in Missouri. Yeesh.
just a little one.
But yeah, man.
Can you hold
My
down the
parents
fort
both
for a minute?
smoked. Huh?
Can you hold down the fort for a minute?
Yeah, go freshen up if you
I
want.
gotta fresh up.
Cruise director Felipe is on the job.
You sleeping? Let's go upstairs.
Virus, dude. It happens, Martin. It happens. Yeah, I quit a lot of things. I quit. I stopped drinking soda. I'll drink it once in a while, but like habitually, like every day or like even every week or every month. No, no, no. I'm good. No, I've licked most of my vices in my life. Even coffee. I've licked that several times, but no, I'm gonna keep drinking coffee just because it's not killing me. drink a cup or two a day, so whatever. But it's not like I could smoke a cigarette or two a day. So a cup or two of coffee, that's fine. It's better than pot after pot after pot after pot after pot. You know.
What did Martin say? I quit drinking after seeing Dizzy's last video. Started again right after.
Yep. It happens. Whatever.
I gave up sex. The wife told me to. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
No, when I quit smoking, I quit drinking coffee, and then I stayed away from alcohol for a while, and that freaked me out. So I had to start drinking again. But man, did I miss smoking after I popped open that first beer.
I'll tell you this. I have drank after I stopped smoking cigarettes, and whatever. You know, the cigarettes weren't there, and I'm like, that's okay. No,
Mhm.
you got to figure it out. Cigarettes had become annoying anyway, you know, and I used having a tooth pulled as the catalyst for stopping. So
I just use
whatever.
I just use the millennium. I figured 2000, we're starting a whole new cycle here. Let's just quit.
I used the excuse I had a tooth pulled and you're not supposed to suckle, so smoking cigarettes is a form of suckling, and
Okay.
I didn't want to get a dry socket, so I'm like, yes, dry socket sounds really unpleasant, and so no, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, look what Jerk wrote, or look what Kenny wrote in the chat.
He likes pot.
And expensive. Yeah, cigarettes are expensive. Actually, it's cheaper to smoke pot than it is to sit there and.
It depends on how much pot you smoke.
Yeah, that's true. Than you do
Man,
cigarettes.
I'm not even gonna freaking paint this any other color than green, because when you smoke over an ounce a day, it gets ridiculous. It gets
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Well,
Even
yeah.
if you're smoking, and a freaking ounce of dirt weed was like $40 at the time, you
Uh-huh.
know. So it's like, hello, McFly. Come on.
$40 a
But
day. But you never, if you think about it, back in the day, you never heard anybody going, "Oh, I got a 40-day pot habit, $40 a day pot habit."
no,
You
no,
never heard
you
anybody
just
say that.
no, you just spend the money, and you don't, especially when you're getting money from like having parties and stuff. Like, hey, everybody, give me $5 a cup. Now go find your own beer. Yeah.
I like it. Look what Kenny said. Maybe 3 bowls a day. All right.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with smoking, whatever quantity of weed you have. I mean, as long as you're not hurting anybody and it's not killing you, what the hell does it matter?
Yeah.
You know?
The government's just the federal government's just pissed because of all the money they don't want to be two-faced with all the money they spent on the war on drugs. Remember Reagan and the Bush years and everything, the war on drugs, and now they're going to look two-faced, and then they got to figure out how in the hell they're going to make a whole bunch of money taxing this shit.
Well, the Republicans definitely don't want weed, just because they're, completely anti-drugs. And the Democrats say, "Oh yeah, we want to. Well, yeah, we'll legalize it eventually
As soon
in
as it,
our state, at least."
as
But
soon
I'll
as
tell
it
you this.
benefits us.
I'll tell you this. This is a freaking Democratic state. Okay, this is a Democrat-run state. For some reason, our state loves the irony of, voting for Republican governors from time to time. But yeah, like they've been dangling the carrot of legalization over our heads for decades, and I'm like, dude, we are not going to see it for 30 years. And I said that when I was 16. and supposedly we're right on the edge. And I've been telling my friends, but as
And
this supposed
is
freaking
Connecticut.
time comes closer and closer, don't count on it. Don't hold your breath. Like,
and this is Connecticut, right?
Connecticut, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't hold your breath. They've been taunting us for freaking decades with that. Don't hold your breath. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah. By the way, holding your breath smoking weed is pointless. It's pointless. Don't even bother. When you toot that and you inhale it, you're gonna freaking get as much of the freaking THC in you as if you just blew it right out. It does not matter.
Oh, I'm like Bill Clinton. I don't inhale.
Well, there's people that freaking yeah.
And I got this neat bridge down in Arizona. I'll sell you,
Yeah.
and some nice property in the Everglades. I'll sell you too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
inhale.
Oh, can you sell me a postage stamp square of the Amazon rainforest while you're at it?
Sure can. I can put you right up, buddy.
Do you remember that scam from back in the 80s and 90s?
Yeah.
Oh, give us $10 or whatever, and we'll send you this little tiny picture of your square of the Amazon rainforest. So each square was the size of a postage stamp. And we figured this out. They're getting thousands of dollars for every square foot of the freaking rainforest. So it's probably some jackass just selling off his backyard. And you don't even get to keep it forever. It's just a rental. It's just a lease for like freaking 20 years or some damn thing. So every freaking like 5, 10, or 20 years or whatever, you got to give them another $10 for that little square.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, some moron down there is barbecuing a goat on that very square. Yeah, or counting out money right on it. Like,
well, the guy who you just sent the $10 to is counting in everybody who sent him all the money.
I'll tell you.
Got medical. Good luck trying to qualify. Kenny, what are you talking about? Your medical marijuana card?
Hey, when you get the medical marijuana card, they take away your gun card.
What gun card?
Like your permits and stuff.
Nevada used to have a gun registration law, and then the state sat there and deemed it unconstitutional for the state constitution and took the card away. So my handguns aren't registered. My rifles aren't registered. I have no gun card saying that I'm a gun owner or sitting there stipulating that whatsoever.
Okay.
So.
Well, no, you gotta get a permit to own and then a license to conceal.
Oh.
In Connecticut.
Okay. The only thing that we have here is a concealed permit. If you want to carry a concealed weapon, you got a concealed permit. Okay. Yeah. And that's it. But I can go right now, let's say, to any gun store and bring Pat along with me because Pat has a concealed weapons permit. And we can fill out the paperwork. I can buy a handgun. I need Pat because we'll be able to take it right then and there. If I didn't have Pat, I'd have to wait the 7 days.
Okay.
Okay. But with Pat, because he's got a concealed weapons permit, I can take it right then and there.
Yeah.
And then fill out and we're done. Don't go to the police station. Don't have it registered. Don't do nothing else with it. That's it.
Huh. Okay.
So if you end up buying, let's say, go into a marijuana store and show your driver's license, and there's no card for them to take away from you.
Well, no, I'm saying like like your permits and your licenses are like it's not weed's not legal here.
Yeah.
So, somebody was saying in a stream earlier today, even that
88 Katana was saying that.
Yeah, don't go for your card. Don't go for your weed card, or go in one of them places and freaking try to buy weed in a store or something, because they'll pull your licenses for your guns and stuff, in your permits to freaking carry or whatever.
Okay.
They ain't gonna take your gun away from you, but they'll take away your freaking right to carry it around with you.
Mm-hmm. And that isn't right. If it's
No, it's not.
It's a state permit. The state legalized it. Done deal.
Hey man, the state the states like each state is allowed to freaking act in very much as its own country in a lot of different ways. There are a lot of federal mandates that are actually supposed to be more of a guideline than they are like a hardline law, So realistically, these things have been twisted. Realistically, these things have been twisted over the years, over the decades, and even centuries, to freaking confound us and to control us, and it's just not fair.
Look what Martin wrote in the chat. Yeah, you can always you can carry anywhere here in the state of Nevada. You just can't conceal carry unless you have a concealed carry permit. I mean, I can walk down the street with my 9mm strapped to my waist, and
here in Connecticut, you have to conceal. There's no open carry anywhere in Connecticut. It does not exist.
Okay.
Not since the founding fathers, probably.
We're the wild, like, as Kenny said, we're the Wild West out here, or the Old West.
Hey, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, the way things were back then, it worked for them. The way things are today, it works for some, it doesn't for others. Mm-hmm. And it's because that's what happens to every developed society. It develops complications. Not saying I like it. I'm just saying that's the way things are. Things get complicated.
That's what I was trying to figure out. 88 Katana's statement, and Illinois is really touchy on handguns and owner, and I could sit there and I could see the state doing that after they legalized pot. That that state has always been after everybody's guns.
Have you ever been to Chicago?
Oh, I grew up in Northbrook. That's 35 miles northwest of Chicago. Yes, sir. I have several times.
I spent a layover on a bus trip right outside of a bus station in Chicago, middle of the winter, freezing damn cold, in the middle of the night. That place is full of weirdos.
Oh yeah. You were down in the city.
Dude, I have never threatened that many people. I've never threatened that many people at a bus station in my life. Oh man, that place was creeping me out. Like nothing bad happened. Nothing bad happened. I'm just saying, it's just like really creepy. It just creeped me out. I guess I was in a okay section of town, but geez, man, like I can see like the big. I can see the Windy City. I can see the Windy City being a really, really like questionably bad place. Like.
But where were you on your way to? Where were you going to?
Home.
You were on your way back to Connecticut.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
from Iowa.
From Iowa?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you were down, probably the bus station you were on was probably downtown, right in the middle, which is a nice place. Downtown. It
was definitely downtown.
Yeah, you haven't swung down below the lake yet and gone into Indiana. So you The main bus station was downtown. You were probably right by Union Station, downtown Chicago.
It was definitely in the heart of Weirdoville.
Oh yeah, at night, yeah.
But at night, at least, the freaks come out at night. Oh, they sure do.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I have been in some major cities at night, and I don't carry a gun. I never have. I've never even owned it. I've never even fired a gun, even at a range or in somebody's backyard into a freaking bale of hay or anything. Nothing. I've never even fired a gun in my life. Never had to, apparently, because I never did.
Look what Martin wrote. We have no guns here in the UK, but the wife was real mean with a rolling pin.
Yeah, you could have a gun in the UK if you wanted to, but you have to go through the same strictures that we do. You have to go and get a license and a permit.
Okay. See, there's no license involved here in the state of Nevada. You just go in, fill out the paperwork, wait your 7 days, come back, pick up your weapon, head on out. And actually, hold on. Wait, where's my wallet? Hang on. Because I still think for my Beretta, I still think I got my blue card. They called it the blue card.
Yeah. I can't even afford guns, dude. I can't afford much of any damn thing now.
I'll show you the one side of it, but I won't show you the other side because it has information on it. But yeah, this is the gun registration card for the state of Nevada.
Okay.
All right. God, I had that gun that long? 2007.
90s?
I got it in 2007.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not that long ago.
But that's the only thing you got back then. But now that's unconstitutional state. Damn.
I just said for 2007, I said, oh, that's not that long ago. When did I get old enough to say that 13 years isn't that long ago?
Uh-oh.
Crap. Tom, am I old? I'm just kidding. Start crying over lost youth and freaking run to the package store and get myself a fifth. I'm just joking around. But anyway, so how's your afternoon?
It was a learning experience going to the grocery store this morning, like 88 Katana. The same thing happened to us. It was just unbelievable with the people sitting there buying. And all I wanted to get was 3 pounds of ground chicken breasts. I'm making chicken enchiladas tomorrow and some tortilla shells. And that was it. And these people with 2 and 3 shopping carts full of toilet paper and water and other stuff. And I'm sitting there going, what the hell? And there were lines out the yin yang. They only had four position or self checkout open, and they had 3 of the normal checkouts open, and lines were going up the aisles. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at Nancy, and I'm sitting and I'm saying stuff out loud because it's my nature is I'll tell it like it is. I won't. You ask me a question, I'll give you a direct answer.
I'm aware,
and I won't sugarcoat it. I won't do anything about it. And
I'm aware, Tom.
Huh?
I'm aware.
Yeah. and I sat there in line and I looked and I said, look at all these idiots. And I said it loud and everybody turned around and looked at me and what do you mean? And I sat there and I said, do you need those 6 cases? I'm thinking of, do you need these 6 cases of water? I mean, I buy 4 cases for me and Nancy. Do you need 6? What's going on that I missed? Did I get stoned and missed it last night? And we got this big catastrophe going on. I mean, tell me. And I just looked and was shaking my head and going, these are idiots, these people. And then the other side of the coin is, I said, the fool and their money are soon parted.
I'll tell you this. If I had the money, I'd go get myself a freaking house somewhere.
Yeah, but
living
if you had the money, let's say you had a house and you had the money and everything else, would you be going out and buying 6 or 7 cases of bottled water and 4 or 5
I
cases of
wouldn't need to. I wouldn't need to buy water because I would have a distillery in my house. I would have a water distillery. Like, that's one of the things that I want to do with my house when I buy it. I want to set up a water distiller so that the only time I'm ever going to use water in my house is if it's something that
water.
that's something that I've created myself.
Yeah.
You know?
The only thing we use, we got a filter that's on the kitchen sink, and we use that for cooking, and bottled waters for drinking, and everything else we'll shower and shave and laundry and city water.
My grandfather gets water delivered to his home that comes from a spring that comes from a freaking one of the mountains in Pennsylvania there.
Okay.
I'm on panel. Hang on, I'll be right back.
Oh, not a problem. All right. Well, looks like Crystal came and got Captain Jerk. All right, let's see. We have no guns here. Go back to the chat. We have no guns here in UK, but the wife is real mean with the rolling pin. Martin, I like that. And Kenny said, right. Oh, we're looking for a house. Kenny, you're looking to get a house or rent, buy, whatever. What do you need? If I had the money, I would move in with Rotter and bring the chocolate. My wife, bring all the chocolate. My wife. There you go, Kenny. If you're looking for a 3-bedroom house, you better make it a 4-bedroom house for Martin. He's coming too. Do we have Sparkles or Arrow delivery here? Never seen those trucks. Sparklets used to be here. I don't know. I mean, when Nancy and I first moved back to town, we were living with her parents for I think it was about 2 months, and the guy next door to her, her parents' house, he drove for Sparklets, and actually he's the one that got me into what was it? The first Sugar Ray Leonard Tommy Hearns fight, because Sparklets was supplying all the water in there, and he got me in there somehow. See, 4-bed, 3-bath, possible pool. Buying. Okay. All right. Cool. Let's see. Any particular side of town you want to be on? The town is divided up roughly into 4 quads. And I'm talking town, I'm talking roughly Clark County. I'm not talking the city of Las Vegas, or I'm not talking North Las Vegas. Deal. I'll make the pool. I had a house with a pool, and it just didn't. What broke the straw that broke the camel's back in that was, hold on, was it's Saturday, and I'm in the pool, cleaning the pool, getting it all cleaned up and everything else. And both my sons, T-Dub and Pat, both came up to me and said, "Dad, can we have a buck?" And I go, "Why?" And okay, our side to Centennial, along Summerlin Parkway. Okay. All right, I'll see what I got a couple guys in real estate. I'll give them a call. And I'm sitting there cleaning the pool, and it's Saturday morning. Let's get back to the story. And T-Dub and Pat come out and say, "Dad, can we have a buck?" "Why? What do you want $1 for?" And they sat there and they said, "Well, we want to go up to Garsite and go swimming." And I'm standing in the pool going, "You want to go up to Garsite? You want $1 so you could pay to go to the public swimming pool when you got a swimming pool right here in your backyard?" And I asked them that question, and they go, "Yeah." And I go, okay, all right. And I gave him the buck, and I sat there the rest of the afternoon trying to figure that one out. That I got two sons who just came up and asked me for $1 each, so it's $2, so they can go up to the public swimming pool, go swimming when they got a swimming pool in their backyard.
Mhm.
So when we got this house, and I didn't do anything in the backyard for the longest time. And Nancy, and because it was brand new house, so it's desert land, it's all desert in the back and everything. And Nancy and I sat there and come down time to it. I said, okay, what do you want to do in the backyard? She says, well, let's put a pool in. And I said, okay, fine. You want a pool? Yeah. And I said, knowing that I'm the one that's going to be cleaning it, I'm the one that's going to be maintaining it. And I said, okay, fine. So I said, go upstairs and get your swimming suit on. And she goes, why? And I said, just go upstairs and get your swimming suit on. She went upstairs, got her swimming suit on. Anthony, what's going on? You want to jump in? Here we go. I got to finish the story, though. Let me finish the story, Anthony. And I sat there, and she came back down in her swimming suit. She said, what are you going to do? And I says, well, you know, one of the extra ceiling tiles I got for the house? She goes, yeah. I said, we're going to go next door to Joanne's house, and I'm going to sit there, and I'm going to put the ceiling tile at the bottom of the pool. I want you to dive in there and pick up the ceiling tile and bring it back up to the surface. And she goes, well, you know I can't swim. And then I looked at her, and excuse the language, folks, I go, what the fuck do you want a swimming pool for?
There you go.
So needless to say,
I know why your boys wanted $1 each to go to the freaking local public pool.
Girls.
Yep. Because that's what I went to the public pool for. Otherwise, there was no reason.
Yeah. But yeah, so I put the biggest patio cover on the back of the house that building codes would let me.
Put it this way, my aunt lived on a lake, and she encouraged the whole family to come over and freaking swim there. So I did.
Okay. Hot tub for the win. Oh, well, Martin, I had a hot tub when we put the patio cover on. Actually, right out this window here. That's right behind me, right here. There was a hot tub right there for the longest time until it came to the point to where nobody was going in it anymore. And there was no point in sitting there heating the water to 105 degrees. And again, cleaning it every week. So we got rid of it. But we sure used the hell out of it when we did have it. Nancy and I went on a toy this first weekend, Saturday in December, is the toy run for tots. And it's put on by the Iron Cross Motorcycle Club here in the Valley of Las Vegas. Okay. And so Nancy and I would do it every year when I had my street bike and everything else. And then when I got rid of the street bike, I'd just go out and I'd rent a Harley for the weekend and we do it. And so we got the hot tub in, just finished the patio cover and everything else. And it was pretty cold December here in Vegas. And what you would do is you would start out at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, which is on the very north end of town. And then you would come down through town, ride through town. The cops would block off the road for us and everything else. And you end up out at the Silver Bowl, where UNLV football team would play.
Oh, wow.
I've got a person joining in. So anyway, Anthony, let me finish the story.
Hey,
so anyway, we would sit there and we did the ride, and coming back home, we were both freezing our butts off. It was cold, and I'm on a full bagger. Okay. I mean, we got fairings and everything else, and we're still freezing. And we get home, we get the bike put up, we run upstairs, change our clothes in the swimming pool, and we jump in the hot tub, and we spent the evening in there.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
what's going on, Anthony?
Not much.
Did
Sitting
you go
around,
out-
sitting
Did you
around
go out
watching the
and buy
newspaper.
5 cases of toilet paper today?
Oh no, we don't have that problem here.
Oh,
Most of our store owners here were smart enough to say 2 per person. Yeah.
okay.
Especially now that he declared a state of emergency, they clamped down hard.
Yep, here too. They got they declared a state of emergency a little over a week ago.
Well, no, I'm talking about the president just declared it for the whole
country.
USA, the whole country this morning. It's not just state; it's federal now.
And the state of Nevada did it 2 days ago. 2
Yeah.
days ago? Yeah. So
Well, that's the only way you can stop people from freaking traveling abroad because they're still doing it, and then want to come back here and gripe because they're sick.
mm-hmm.
Well, I would imagine I would travel abroad, but I wouldn't. Well, I wouldn't want to travel a dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I got friends who got a cruise schedule for the Mediterranean in June. I don't think they're going to make it.
Mm. Yeah, I know my friend said he just got an email said that he's going to be spending about an extra month overseas because he's not going to be allowed to come home. But like he said, they're paying for it. He don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to worry so much about toilet paper. I'm 5 miles down the road from his Boise paper mill, so.
Yeah, but the thing that really kills me the most than everything else is you can sit there and take a wash rag and you can use that to clean your backside, throw it in the dirty hamper, wash it with the next load of wash. And yeah, what's the big thing about I haven't put a handle on what's the big thing about TP.
Well, it's sheep. It's the sheep mentality. They see one person do it and they all think they need to do it.
It's like in New England, we have this thing where if there's emergency weather inclement, we go out and buy milk and bread. It's a New Englander thing. Like if there's going to be weather, like really bad weather, milk and bread.
Big snowstorm coming in, you go out and buy a ton of milk and a ton of bread.
I don't, but
Well,
I
no.
know. I
it's a
bake
New
my own
Englander
bread.
thing to buy milk and bread when there's weather coming because those are the things that you use up the fastest around here, I guess. There are no less than a half a dozen streets in Connecticut that are named either milk and bread or bread and milk. Bread and milk.
Growing up in northern Illinois,
whatever.
a little town called Northbrook, Illinois. I mean, the only thing that put us on the map was Underwriters Laboratory has their big plant there,
Yeah.
Growing up in Northbrook, it's 35 miles northwest of Chicago. We get inclement weather warnings coming in. Nobody ever ran. I mean, we're talking 50s, 60s. Nobody, because I left in the late 70s, but nobody ever ran to the grocery store and to sit there and stocked up on a ton of milk and.
Well, yeah, but you got to understand that's back when people still baked their own bread too and knew how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
People
Especially
nowadays people gotten lazy. Now, I mean, like where I'm at, I don't have to worry about it because as far as like milk, all I got to do is walk 3.5 acres that way, and there's about 15 milking cows. Yeah.
In this town right here, there is there's like no less than like a half a dozen dairies because there's more cows.
David Collins is here. He's in the chat.
Yeah, there's more cows than there are people in this town.
Yeah.
Hey, David, how you doing?
But yeah, I mean,
and I'm like, I run out of paper. I know what a rag and a water hose is for.
Yeah. Well, if I run out of toilet paper and I usually take my morning constitutional and jump in the shower, well, that's what that shower wand's for in high pressure. We clean the back.
Hey, just be careful on massage setting because it doesn't feel good on the back of the corn purse. Okay, I'm just letting you know that right now.
I'm not even going to ask how you know that.
I don't have one of those in my house because
I've accidentally had to use the said shower wand in that capacity, and it was still on the massage setting. And trust me, you'll only do it once as a man.
I have used those things, and
yeah,
the gooch is not my favorite area to use that.
No, especially when it's going.
No. The chop suey one, no, forget that.
You want to come on? Hold it. Like David's on his new computer. Let's give him the.
All right.
Let's see if he wants to come on. There.
Cool.
If you want to come on, David, there you go.
Yeah,
he's on. He says, I'm on the new computer. Difference between day and night.
Day. I tell people it's the sheep mentality. You get one person see somebody in the store load up 2 or 3 buggies, and then they're like, "Oh, well, maybe I should do that too." And next thing you know, it's dominoes.
Well, today I did a trick on my wife. She was sitting there trying to figure out what I was blabbering my mouth out at the grocery store about media and how they're hyping this up and everything else.
Well, they are.
They are. And I agree with you. So anyway, she's getting ready. She says, I'm going to run down to the dollar store. I said, okay. And she says, I'm going to pick up some stuff. And I said, all right, fine. And she had sweatpants on, a sweatshirt, and her Nikes and everything else. And I says, you're going in your sweats? And she goes, yeah. And I go, okay. And I sat back and I just smirked a little bit. And she sat there and she goes, well, what's wrong with my, so I put that little bit of intimidation of fear wasn't looking good in here. And I ran it through the whole gambit with her and everything else. And I said, that's what I'm talking about. This is exactly what the media is doing to the American public. They put that little bit of fear in them and they're running the gambit with it. And she sat there and she goes, and she looked at me, she goes, now I understand, because she was getting to the point that she was going to go upstairs and change clothes.
Yeah. Well, that's why I used to love Sergeant East. He used to tell me, I want to hear it from the horse's mouth, because the time it gets from person 1 to person 12, there's either going to be shit added to it and shit missing.
Telephone.
Yeah.
It's like the game. That's the game telephone.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah. So, I mean, and she finally figured out what I was talking about. And I said, okay. And I said, you got to begin to realize that almost 90% of the crap that comes across the news is exactly that, crap. I mean, they do it for ratings. They do it for you to watch CBS rather than NBC, or rather watching ABC, or rather watching Fox or CNN. They want you to watch them, so they'll more crap than the other guy.
Hey, they may be news, but they're like any other business. They're in it for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. There's people out there that actually want to do good. But do you know they have things called editors where they go, no, we're not running with this. We're going to go with this instead. This is what you're going to report. Yeah.
I will.
Well, we want to be honest and sincere with the people, and this is what you're going to report. Yeah.
Yeah.
Later, Martin. I will wash my
Later,
nuts.
Martin. Have a good night.
You don't want it? Oh, okay.
Hi, Donna. How you doing?
Yeah.
At the end, he said, "You guys stay safe and wash your nuts."
Yeah. Responsibly, Lord.
Look at Martin in the chat. What Martin wrote in the chat.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah.
Oh, hold it. Wait. Look at this. Look at this.
It's working.
Second time ever. David on air.
There he is.
Everything is, nothing's moving around. I've got a perfect connection here.
Hi, David. How you doing?
Fantastic. Finally.
Look at you. And you're not breaking up and you're not lagging.
No.
I mean, you are live and in person.
Yeah, can I maximize this screen so I can see everybody?
Yeah.
Let me try something.
He got
Oh,
a new
yeah.
computer today, so now he's sorting it all out.
That's as big as it'll
Too
go.
much garlic in that bag.
Trying to
It's good.
zoom it
I
in
can
here.
taste the garlic.
Man, I made a weird thing tonight.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I need a beer.
Okay.
All right.
I made a weird meal tonight. I made this chicken meal, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's some chicken fillets on a bed of leeks and onions and things.
Yeah.
We got David.
With the-
We got to get David the. Sorry, Captain. We got to get David to mute his.
Yeah, I put this weird glaze on it. Interesting recipe. It was delicious.
Yeah.
It was awesome, and the leeks came out way better than I thought they were gonna. So, leeks, good eating.
Oh, yeah. If you roast leeks just right, they're great.
Oh, I did it just right, apparently, because it was awesome.
I'll take when I'm barbecuing, I'll take a red onion. I'll quarter it, but I won't cut it all the way through. I'll sit there and leave about that much still, so you can open it up like a flower. And then I'll take a beef bouillon cube, put it in there, and sprinkle the garlic in there, and wrap it up and throw it and put it in oil and throw it on the grill.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, we're getting a full house here tonight. Look who jumped in.
Yo,
Johnny, what's up, John?
What's up, Johnny?
Hey, up, buddy.
how's it going, Tom?
Good. How's it going with you?
Yeah, good. I've been bouncing off a few panels.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
I don't know what you're talking about, John.
I've been good in them all.
This is my second panel today.
This is number 3.
Wait, no, first panel. Sorry, I went on 2 yesterday.
Yeah.
I've been slacking off. You know, I haven't gone on like 6 or 7 panels a day. And,
David
weeks.
Collins.
Yeah,
David
got a
Collins.
brand new computer.
David, mute your, you got an echo going.
Yeah, I
Mute
think
your, YouTube.
Trash.
YouTube's gone. I closed that altogether. I'm just on this. Let me turn the speaker down. You might be getting some
All right
feedback.
now. Stop doing it now.
How's it now?
I got you guys turned down a little bit. Maybe you're getting feedback from the speaker. Are you all right?
Yeah,
Not hearing
No.
anything?
I don't hear it.
Let me turn it up a little bit so I can hear it. I mean, hear it.
Yeah, you can't hear nothing, but he can't hear it.
You getting any echo now?
Huh?
There's a very handsome one, but it might just be your mic. Yeah.
It might be you, Anthony, actually. You sound a bit echoey.
Just took the camera out of the box and plugged it in the computer, clicked on the link, and that was it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Nice and
You know,
clear.
my brother said, "You're running junk. Get rid of all the junk." So I got a computer. I got like 8 gigabytes of RAM. This hard disk is kind of small, but I'm going to replace that anyway. I
Yeah.
got an i7 processor, so now I am
That'll do it.
on.
Look at you.
I can't believe this. It's working. It's working.
Yeah.
I got a laptop
picture-
now.
Congratulations,
Your
David.
picture's nice and clean. Hang on.
It's kind of under. It's a
You
bit
know, I'm saying-
underpowered, but it's all right.
But you twisted my arms. Cheers, boys.
Mr. Donna Tanner, what's going on?
I've got one.
Well, Johnny, I'm drinking my regular.
Nice big
Yeah, I
can.
want you to see something more than the top of my head. I'm trying to get this.
You know, my doctor told me he wanted me drinking more healthier, so you know, that's okay.
David, there comes a time in our lives when people can't see anything but the top of our heads anymore.
I know. Look, the hair is going away.
Hey, they just mad. They just mad because they don't belong to the forehead.
All your hair is going to the side, that's all.
No, they just mad they don't belong to the forehead club.
I'll be like Captain Jericho, grow a beard.
Grow beard.
I'll be there soon.
Yes, this is overcompensation for my male pattern baldness.
Can I point out that mine's just incredibly grey?
Yeah.
It's all there.
Hey, Johnny, you keep telling yourself that.
Well, he
It's
grows the
not
full head
all
of hair. It's just all silver.
I don't have a ball pit, look.
Well, let me tell you, mine's like that too, but it is receding. You know, it's like my uncle. He's been doing the mow thing for the last
Stop,
2 years.
We're not listening. La, 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 la.
Yeah. I finally told my uncle, I was like, give it up and just shave it, man. It looks like 2 mow patches on the side of his head.
Bear in mind, I'm 44 next week. Go steady on me.
Congrats, buddy.
5 days to go.
Oh yeah.
That's like driving down the road in that car that's got 2 cylinders missing, and you just keep lying to yourself.
Come on, baby, you can make it.
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
My cousin,
Give me another mile. Give me
my
another
cousin
mile.
Irene had a freaking Monte Carlo that was only running on like 5 cylinders.
Hey, it gives it a unique sound though. Especially when you go to hit the gas and it does that.
For what it was actually decently smooth until we actually freaking like when we did a test on it and we're like, yeah, this thing is freaking just hiccuping now. Wow.
Wasn't it neat when you got it up to about 45, 50 miles an hour and it smoothed out?
Yeah.
You go, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to go 50 miles an hour in that car, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, the brakes are only good for 25.
It was a 1979 or an 80. I think it was a 1980. It was one of the green ones, the green 1980 ones.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
I'll pretend I know what the hell you're on about.
MO80
Monte Carlos and
the
the Monte Carlos it's an iconic car over here. It's like one of those like, hey, you can't afford a Camaro or a Firebird.
Yeah. Well, hey, Captain, just think about when we was younger and the Cutlass. Because to us, the Cutlass was just another everyday car. But now, you try to go find a Cutlass now.
Oh, there were a million of them. Oh, I remember those.
We used to call the Cutlass. We used to call the Cutlass the Gutless.
The Gutless. Yeah, because it had like, what, a 3.8 V8 in it?
A lot of them, yeah.
Were about this big around.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we had a Cutlass. That wasn't a bad car, really. It was.
Oh no, it wasn't
a bad car. We took trips in it and everything.
I mean, you can make
You got it up to 65, you can cruise all day long on it, but it took you a while to get up there.
Yeah, well, we'd go to the beach in it and everything, but we didn't.
Hot rod.
We didn't have interstate. It was all like U.S.
Back
or whatever,
road,
55. It wasn't a problem.
Hold on to Ford. I gotta fill up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to talk. Old boy just brought some property that's been overgrown for the last 30 years, and he cleared it out. And there's still actually a pole barn in the middle of it. Guess what's sitting in it? A 1972 Oldsmobile 442.
Oh, 442. Wow.
Barn find.
It's probably full of rats.
Mice have built nests in it.
Oh yeah, the wiring. Oh, the wiring's gone.
They ate the wiring.
Oh yeah, it's gone. But the body's in mint shape, as far as the panels and the frame and all that. So.
As soon as they take it out of that environment, it will rust.
Yeah. Oh, I done told him before you move it, be planning to get on it, to redo it.
Don't let it go. You got to sand it down, prime it, and paint it and all that.
Strip it down to the frame.
Because all that'll, where you are, that'll just rust away.
Yeah, why do you think cars, you can't park them out in the grass? Because the grass will grow up.
And wick them.
And the condensation will form, and it'll rust the cars out from the bottom.
Oh, yeah, just like that guy been, for the last 10 years, begging to buy that truck he's got sitting out there. Now the truck is sunk to the bottom of the truck, It's been sitting in that one spot so long it's sunk. And so now the ground is eating the whole belly pan out of it. And I'm like, well, finally he's like, well, I'm ready to sell it. And I said, I looked out there and seen it about the doors about that deep in the ground. I was like, nah, never
Oh,
mind.
jeez.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Have you seen some of those?
Years ago I wanted it, but not now.
Have you seen some of those VWs that, like, I think the handle is VW5150. He finds them sunk in the grass. He did a video about one full of pine cones. That's pretty funny.
He's
He
from
actually
Connecticut.
towed that car out, and he worked on that thing.
Yeah.
5150's from Connecticut.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
I
really?
met him. He was at Dizzy's at the party. And
Yeah, he's
I
from
met.
Connecticut. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah, we all met him.
I can't believe it. He said if you walk up to might not have seen this video, but if you walk up to the car and you have to shovel out the interior, that's a sign you need to walk away.
Yeah.
Hey, it depends. It depends on how
He
much
went
work
back and
you're
got
willing
that
to do to
car.
the
I can't believe that. He did 2 or 3 videos on that car.
Yeah.
It depends on how much work you're willing to do to a car.
I don't
Right.
know what he wants to do with
How
it.
bad
Maybe
do
he
you
wants the
want it?
engine. Maybe he's going to throw the rest of the car away and just.
Man, how bad do you want it? Exactly. What do
He
you
wanted
need?
it.
Yeah.
He wanted that one.
Well, how bad do you want it? I mean, how much money are you willing to put into the car because you know you're never going to get it out?
No,
No.
that's
no,
something
no.
you're gonna keep. Yeah.
No, I don't know what he's doing. I couldn't believe it. He's done like 4 videos on it. He did a video about finding it. He just found,
Yeah.
and then
I'll be back.
2 or
now.
3 up to that. And then the
All right.
last one was him towing the thing home with him. And it's like, you got to be kidding me.
On my Camaro build, I'm 12 years in it and $19,000 in it, and I know I'll never get it all out of it.
That's it?
Yeah.
You only got
Only
20 grand in that
19,000?
sucker?
What?
You've only put $19,000 into it.
No, only $19,000 in it.
Holy crap.
That Camaro's a hobby, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, I've seen dudes that freaking put like freaking over 100 grand in their freaking car. I'm like, what?
Yeah, but
Oh, you gotta, and they tell me, a lot of them tell me the same thing. Oh, you gotta do it because if you don't, you blah, 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 blah. And then freaking end up dead like 5 years later. I'm like,
I don't believe it. You only put $19,000 in it.
yeah.
You've had it
You
for
only got,
11
you got
years.
freaking less than 20 grand in that freaking sucker, dude.
12
You're doing
I'm
something
12
right.
years into I'm 12 years into the build, and that's not counting the cost of the car. The car, I only paid $1,600 for the car. And so 12 years into
12
the build,
years ago,
and-
yeah.
So you're 20 grand into it, and you've had it for 12 years.
Yeah.
Maybe a little
All
over.
right. So cost of the car, I'm 20 grand into it, but that's it.
Heck,
But,
that's sweet.
I know where 10 grand of it is in the drivetrain alone.
Whoa.
You did that all before you started doing YouTube videos, so you have videos of that? Do I
My
need to go back?
first YouTube video is when we first started the engine after we put it in the car. And that was my first YouTube video.
Tom's been making YouTube videos for quite a while.
Yep.
I still got some delving to do. I never even thought about going back in there and looking for those videos. Never did.
Actually, it was done on an iPhone because we were all sitting there. Both my boys and I were sitting there going, "It ain't going to start. It ain't going to," because we had to take a painless wiring harness and a Ron Francis wiring harness. And Ron Francis was for the fuel injection, painless was for the car. We had to meld them together because I didn't like the way the stock GM harness came for the engine that came with it.
Yeah.
And put it together, and we're all sitting there going, "It ain't going to start. It ain't going to start. It ain't going to." And after the second or third revolution, it fired right up.
Hey, I'll tell you this, Tom. You are the first dude that ever sent me a sticker. Right there. See where my finger is?
Uh-huh.
Right on top of my finger. Yeah, I'll go get it off the wall.
No, you got one of them.
Yep.
Tom, I don't think I have your sticker.
Send me your address. I'll send you one. If you want one, send it to me. Whoever wants a sticker, send me your address.
All right, I will.
My email is tanoble@cox.net, and I'll send you one of these too.
There's
Maybe I
Tom's
have that
sticker right
sticker.
there.
Yep.
I'll
Tom's
email you because I have that one. I got that at Dizzy's. I think he had a whole bunch of them or something.
This was the second guy that ever sent me a sticker right here.
Yeah.
Rusty glove box.
I know I got yours, Captain Jerk. I got your sticker.
This guy
I
sent
got
me
it
a
the
sticker
summer
too.
before. You gave it to me.
This guy sent me a sticker too. Little
VW
doggy.
support cruise director getting mandatory furlough pay. All right.
That's Grim Reaper. That's Cutworm. There's Texas Viking. Mr. Mach 1. Some Rodder guy. I don't know who the hell that is.
Rotter Files. You know what? I totally missed his show last Saturday morning. Something was tickling my brain. I'm forgetting something. I go on the computer, and sure enough,
Stroke Firebird hole.
Kenny. Yeah.
Whatever happened to that one?
I have no idea. He finished the card and stopped making videos.
There you go.
So,
Double R.
yep.
Ghost. He's one of my first subscribers from like 10 years ago.
Yep.
Then we got Dizzy. Another Ghostma sticker here. And then rest in peace, Flash.
And Flash is no longer with us. Rest in peace, Flash.
Yeah. Yep.
Damn, Roger.
Now I was around when we lost Flash. When was that? A couple of years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Mr. Roger Popa. Hope you're resting comfortably, man.
Godspeed, man. Yeah. He was bouncing back.
Hey, what's up?
He was bouncing in and out of the hospital for a while there.
Yeah, he was. Well, he was bouncing between hospice and hospital.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, man, what's up, man? How you doing? BW64. Woo!
Well, you wait till I sit down and then you go.
No, Felipe is here to dance.
All right, I'll be back. I'll be back and Brad need out. Uh-oh. Come on, Brad.
Oh, I scared away Anthony. Damn it.
I think he had to let dogs out.
Ah, Tabernac. Anyway. So, yeah, this was my first sticker board ever. This one right here.
Well, Captain, you need one of these.
I have one of those somewhere.
Oh, okay.
I believe
You need to put it on your
it's on my
board.
other sticker. No, I think it's on that sticker board over there.
I don't have a board yet. I need to get a sticker board because I got all the stickers.
Tom, you see this sticker board right here?
Envelope. You know, I don't have enough. You know, I wanted to build up a little collection.
All my
Yeah.
stickers, you go out the garage door and you look at the stairs.
Yeah. Those are all the stickers. Man, you got quite a few of them.
You see this sticker board here behind me on the
Yeah.
wall still? That one is more than twice the size of this one.
Okay,
that
answer
sticker.
this for me. All those stickers Dizzy had on his wall, did he have to scrape all those stickers off too?
No, they were on.
They're on poster board.
They were on
Yeah,
a
they were on
board.
a board.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that scared me because when he showed we finally got him back on YouTube and all of his banner and all of his pictures were gone, I go, what? He had to scrape he had to ruin all those stickers. So I'm glad they're on a board.
Yeah, I don't with Dizzy and Hazy, I don't send them a link anymore like I used to. It'd be right after I get the channel established and get on before I go live, I would send them a link.
Well, you know, I didn't write this in the chat, but you know, it's like I know something's going on with Dizzy, and I know he's having a rough time, and something's going on in his life, you know. But I don't.
Son died.
I know that was part of it, but I think there's some other stuff going on that he's not telling. You know, it's
Depression hits people in different ways, man.
Well, it was that time of year. He's grieving, that all that kind of thing.
Well,
and I said,
depression
you
hits
need
people in different ways. Yeah,
do it neatly to
way of
need a
dealing.
picture for your wall. I will get you a picture. No, I don't want to put a picture on the wall. And I said, well, okay. I mean, that wall looks kind of bare above your in your living room there. You need something,
Yeah.
So no,
So many years of sitting there seeing him there, and there's nothing behind him.
Yeah,
we
Disney,
had so
Disney
much
might need
fun
one of
in that
these
room,
behind him. He might need one of these.
Yeah. Yeah, one of those would hang good.
Well, I'd work with Tina. I'd get a picture for him, send it to him, have Tina take it to a frame shop. Not spare a thing. Be a little something. And no, I don't want a picture. Okay, that sounds like depression.
The love boat soon will be making another run.
Oh, you do that too well, Captain Jerk.
Yeah.
I can sing. I never said I couldn't sing.
I
No,
can't.
but you do it. You know the words, and you do it too well.
Oh no, if
I
you kind of
watched that
dress
show
him up
from
the
when I
right
was a
way,
little
he kind of look
kid.
like Gomer.
Our family watched that show. That was one of the shows that was on TV. when I was a little
We
kid.
did too. We did
Oh
too.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
I'll be back in a minute.
Hey. The next famous one. The plane. The plane.
The plane. Yeah, I remember that. I remember Magnum, PI. We only had three channels.
Yeah.
And that wasn't including PBS, and maybe they had one more channel. It was like a independent, cartoons and stuff. But 3 major networks there.
Yeah.
I mean, I even remember the clunk, clunk, clunk.
No, my favorite was the clunk, and then you push the black button in and go. Ee, ee, ee. The fine tune. Yeah, the fine tune one.
Those were the days. You didn't have a remote control. You had to stand up and change the channel.
No, I was the
There are
remote
people from
control.
this generation. They have no
Hey.
idea.
I tell people when I was a kid, I was the remote control. Hey, boy, get up and change the channel.
Hey, I was
I
the
tell
remote
you-
control. I was
The
get me a
antenna
cup of
turner.
coffee. I
Don't
want
forget the
something to
antenna
drink.
Yeah. I know. I remember all that, dude.
I'd be
tell
sitting
you,
there watching
fellas.
TV, and my dad would go, "Hey, Tommy, while you're up, change it to channel 5.
Yeah.
Hey, change the station. Yeah.
While you're up, change it to channel 5.
Oh, I
Yeah.
hated Channel 5. You want to know why? Because when I turned it to Channel 5, then I had to get my shoes on, go outside in the snow, go to the backside of the house and go.
Yeah, but turn the antenna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that
Hey,
station.
I'll tell you
came
this,
from-
fellas. I don't even watch TV anymore. I don't even have a TV in my apartment.
Yeah.
I remember this old timer talking to me. People are having trouble with this now with the digital. All the stations come from one place here except one station.
Yeah.
That's 8. That's Fox. And they're having, people can get all the other stations, but they can't get Fox well. It's like they just have to live with it, I guess.
Are you telling
But
me
Fox
they got
comes
0
from-
Fox? They got 0 Fox over there?
It's Channel 8 is Fox here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Fox is 5 here.
Fox
29
is
here.
6. It's 6 here.
Yeah.
It used to be 61 on the old boob tube, but when it moved to cable broadcast, when the cable companies come in, it was channel 6.
Well, actually,
Where my mother lives, the Fox channel actually switched channels with some other station, and that was back when digital TV was coming out. And they were having interference, so they switched it from one channel to the other.
Well, here I actually can catch 3 of them: Fox 29, Fox 4, and Fox 2. And that's off air too. That ain't just cable. That's all.
Yeah, no cable here. You're
Yeah.
looking at me. I got it all on the computer. You know, I'm not paying these prices.
Yeah, I will not pay for cable anymore. I will not pay for satellite. None of that stuff. I don't
That
want
is a
TV.
cable's a ripoff. That's a ripoff.
The
Now
only
my
way
internet's
I
being
use
provided.
that cable is my internet, and that's it.
Well, see, I get my internet off of the cable company. That's all I have with the cable company, and my agreement is only $30 a month. You know, you're watching me on that internet right now. I always
What the
suspected
hell?
this internet was the problem. Do you see a problem? It was a computer.
Yeah.
I had 3 junk computers. I finally upgraded and got something that, you know.
Dude, my internet costs me over $100 a month.
No, this is my internet's $27.99. I have it through Spectrum. And I have 20 gigs up and 3 gigs down, 20 gigs down.
They offer us 3 speeds. I got the highest speed and everything, and it's $60 some odd a month.
Well, you're getting a bargain there, Tom, because you have the same plan my mom has. She pays, I think she has like the medium speed, and she pays like 40 something a month.
Yeah, I have for my company. I have all 3, and it's $85.95 for life. But it's all
Well, see,
3.
mine's like a lifetime agreement. That's why. Yeah,
Mine went up last year.
Yeah, and then they're telling that they just gave us a notice that it's going to go up about $20 this year.
No kidding.
I also get hold on.
My goodness,
I also
ripping
get
you off.
Xfinity. I get the Xfinity stuff because that's the only company around.
Oh, okay.
I have no choice.
Now,
We have
all
2
it is
companies.
is
We
internet.
have AT&T and Spectrum. And when I moved in here, I had AT&T where I used to live.
Here we
But
have
this building is an old building. You can't even tell where a telephone was ever installed in this building. There aren't lines. So I thought, well, I'll do the cable, you know.
Yeah, here it's AT&T, Altice One, and Suddenlink. There's 3 companies here.
I mean, there's a lot of companies around, but there's exclusivity on this entire street.
No,
Yeah,
not here.
it'll depend on what
for
street you live on. It
Comcast.
depends on how far away you are from a substation. You know, there's all
Right.
kinds of things that'll go into play there. To who
Well,
you
No,
here
there's
internet.
exclusivity.
Altice
They
and
signed a
Suddenlink.
contract with the freaking town. They're the only ones allowed to freaking install cable on this street.
You
Well,
got one of those
they do that
municipal. Yeah, it's like your water bill, you know.
And what did they say about a monopoly?
Well, you can't do that. That's what I was going to say. You can't do that here in the States. They have laws on to keep that. Not one company can have, per se, one area.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to Connecticut.
Yeah.
Well, that's true everywhere.
Well,
But we're like one
politicians
company
get
does it over the
boundaries.
phone line. The other company does it over the cable.
Politician's getting his palm greased.
Yeah.
Vote
him out next time.
Dude, Comcast will pay it because they're the most expensive cable company in America. They'll pay.
Well, we had 3 of them merge here. We had Comcast, Time Warner, and one other company, and now it's Spectrum. That's what Spectrum is. It's all 3 of them together.
You know, Spectrum brought View out.
You're actually, I'm on Comcast right now because when I see that where the transaction went through when I pay my bill every month, it says it went through Comcast cable.
Which
Okay.
is by Bill James Cable and Partners. There's 7 owners. The only reason I know that because I worked for them. Yeah, there's 7 guys own probably about 80% of the companies, especially after they bought out Warner.
Yeah. Well, see, became Spectrum.
Yeah.
After that.
Which is also a sister company of View.
Out here on the West Coast, where it's
But this way, you're still paying the same 7 fat cats,
It's
regardless
called
who you
Big
with.
Brother. Big Brother.
Bill James. If you look real hard in it, you'll see Bill James Cable Partners. It's 7 guys.
I want one of those.
You know what this even is?
Fridge mag?
I don't know. Well, it's Captain Jerk sticker that is a pin.
Oh, man. Oh, go ahead.
Well, actually, my board's lacking a Captain Jerk sticker, if I remember correctly. Now I got to go out and look.
Yeah.
Out to the garage.
Yep.
That's me too. I need another beer.
I've got 5 of these, and they're going in my auction. I don't even know when I'm going to have my auction because I'm kind of a doofus.
No, Captain Jerk's on the wall. You're there.
Yep,
Right
I
next
got this one too.
All right, now who's this? I don't have. No, I don't have that sticker.
These are just these. This is another button.
Yeah.
I don't have this as a sticker right now. I have made these as a sticker, yeah, but I don't have it right now.
Okay.
That's the tattoo I have on my head.
No kidding. Come on, you don't have a tattoo on your head.
I'm not shaving my head to show you, Dave.
That's one of those fake tattoos. One of those
Yeah, okay.
press and wet and
Yeah,
fit.
the week-long headache,
Wicked
you know,
fit.
Yeah.
the week-long headache was a clear freaking indicator that was a real tattoo, buddy.
So, how many jars of Vaseline did you go through
For what?
for that tattoo? They say to put Vaseline over it, right? I never had one, so
Yeah, I couldn't answer that either. I ain't never had one myself. So.
I never put
I didn't
Vaseline
have
on
one
a
for
tattoo.
myself either.
did they tell you to put something on it, to help with the pain?
Yeah, they
or-
keep it
I
from
got
there.
Okay, Dave.
do you put some
I have
lidocaine?
never-
Or
Dave, I have never got a tattoo in a tattoo shop.
Gotcha. Okay, that explains it.
Not once.
You had somebody do it for you. Okay.
I got that tattoo in my living room. A little
That's
bastard
not
tree
unusual.
sticks.
You can buy everything you need to do tattoos on eBay. As stuff comes from
We
China.
made our own machines.
That is pretty wicked looking stuff. I'm telling you, that stuff
We
looks
made
like
our own
turn of the
machines,
century.
Dave.
And you can see the coils and the magnet and everything that does it. It's like
We didn't make them out of coils and magnets. We made them out of a little motor from a Walkman.
Yeah, that's all you need. Basically, it's just a solenoid that goes back and forth.
No, we didn't make it
No
like
soap
that.
on the rope was needed.
We made them out of a couple of wires and a motor.
That's all you need.
A coat hanger. A coat hanger and a pen.
That's all you
Then
need.
we used the sewing needle for the actual tattoo needle and India ink for the color.
Yeah, but what about all the other colors? India ink's black, right?
I don't have any other colors.
Well,
So they just put a
I know in Angola they used to melt the checker pieces for the red and the black color.
Well, they have all kinds of ways to make dyes, to make
Yeah.
colors. Yeah.
Yeah, but not when you're in a prison. You have to be resourceful.
Heck, you
I
can
never
come up
got a
with something.
tattoo when I was locked up.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
So you did. Huh?
Thankfully.
You
No,
know
I
that.
didn't. I was the guy on the other side of the bars going, "Y'all a bunch of idiots." You know that's plastic, right? Whatever. Yeah.
Oh man.
No,
This
we,
is too
we
much.
made our own tattoo machines. We gave ourselves tattoos, gave each other tattoos, whatever. Didn't matter.
Yep.
And you live with the consequences.
Hey doctor, look what I did. Is this covered on my plan? Go into the doctor's office. You got a big old infection.
Like granddaddy when he's naked chick on his back, he said, "Hey boys, look at that." And I said, "Granddad," I said, "It might used to be a naked chick. Now it looks like Jabba the Hutt."
That's like all these girls getting those tattoos right above their butt and everything else.
Oh, the tramp stamps. Yeah, tramp stamps we call them.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to see my tramp stamp? And they pull up their shirt. They pull up their shirt to show you their tramp stamp like 20 years after they get it, and you're like, wait, I don't see a tramp stamp. She's like, oh, wait a second.
Drop her pants.
She just lifts up that fold of back to show it to you.
She just wanted to show you her butt. Show you her butt. Yeah.
Was it supposed to fall into your ass, girl?
I still like the ones that get the roses and the flowers around their junk. And they like, you want to smell my flower? I said, nah, I've seen where that flower's been.
That's where those baby guys come in that we talked about earlier.
Yeah. Hopefully it's lavender scented.
Nothing to do with it.
Air freshener bottle.
Hey, ain't nothing worse than at 12 o'clock at night drunk is the smell of tuna and lavender.
And you go to sleep that way.
Yeah. It's an odd combination, tuna and lavender.
Tuna and lavender, yeah.
Yeah. Well, my granddad always said, if it smells like cologne, leave it alone. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. You gotta understand, my granddad and all them were all Marine Corps. My granddad was Green Beret, so, yeah. He had all kind of little tips and tricks and, yeah, little poems there,
My uncle was in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Could tell he was in Korea. He was in the Korean War, but you never saw the front, but he was, behind the lines, and it's like he could just tell you some stories. He's dead now. He's gone. He died when he was about 80 years old, but if he was alive, he'd be 88 years old right now.
Yeah, I had three uncles in that Korean War shit.
But, he told stories about all kinds of
They'll
stuff.
tell you, it didn't matter if you was in the front, the back, the rear, you seen shit.
He saw shit,
Yeah, 'cause he said that thing from A to Z was effed up.
When you get somebody like that, you don't talk, you listen.
They don't talk about it often.
They don't talk about it. I mean, the guy had bad dreams and all that. He had the post-traumatic and everything involved with it. He had trouble with it.
That shit. Back then, they just called it night terror spirit.
Well, when I was in Takli, Thailand, every 3 months we were told not to go downtown.
Yeah.
Because Takli, Thailand was a Marine R&R from Vietnam.
Yeah.
And they would just go downtown and just tear it up. I mean,
Well, yeah, because the same place that you'd hang out a week later, the Viet Cong would be down there hanging out.
And I was not going to sit down and not on this channel. I'm not going to tell a couple of stories I saw. But, man, those guys were nuts when they came in. First of all, they had 3 months' pay in their pocket.
Yeah.
And second of all,
they ain't seen a woman in 6 months.
Yeah, and you can get laid for an apple. So I mean, these guys were nuts. So yeah.
Think about it, man. $5.
Well, all those people, they managed to get through boot camp somehow. That's saying a lot for them. I don't know if I could get through boot camp.
Let me tell you something. The dudes that are over there, the dudes that went over there, they didn't start off crazy.
No.
It's a condition thing,
It was in country that made them crazy.
Yeah. No, I had an uncle died over there. He never came back.
Ooh.
He didn't want to come back. He got used to being over there. He came back to the States for about 2 years, and everybody here thought he was nuttier than a nutcase, which he actually was. But see, over there, he fit right in. Yeah. So he ended up going back.
88 Katana just said schools are closed till the end of March here.
Well, that's everywhere.
My brothers.
They declared federal law declared a state of emergency, so the whole country is going to be schools. Everything's going to be going.
Everything's shutting down.
Think about all these moms who sat there and had all their days planned out while the kids were in school. You know, the babysitter for mom, and all these days planned out that I'm going to be doing this, and now she's stuck back with her kids.
Yeah.
Well, my brother, I was on the phone with him for 3 hours trying to get this daggone computer set up. He said, "Oh, they're out of school today. They're home." Today's the first day they closed the school.
Well, yeah, he declared it.
Enjoy your dinner, buddy.
Yeah.
That's
Now, he didn't say when they were going to go back, but he
Nope.
said
my
they were
father-in-law
closed.
said on Facebook, sat there and goes, in Texas, they just added 2 more weeks on the spring break.
I'm expecting my job to shut down. I'm expecting to get the call. Oh, you can't come to work. You need to stay home for 2 weeks, So I got all the supplies. And yes, I got the toilet tissue. But I've always kept toilet tissue on. I bought a 24-pack of that stuff about a month ago.
Yeah.
Or this was even thought about. I buy it in bulk to save money. And it's like,
Yeah.
of all the things, that's something you're going to need.
Well, no, that's when you look back.
Actually, if you think about it, David, you really don't need toilet tissue.
Nope.
You don't. You really don't. We've become a society where everybody wants toilet tissue. Nice, soft toilet tissue to wipe your butt with.
Mm-hmm.
And you really don't need it.
Does anybody remember the movie Demolition Man?
Yep.
Yeah.
And the 3 clams,
Yeah, the 3 shells.
or the 3 shells, or whatever. Anybody figure that out? What the 3 shells do?
No, but I figured you go up to that little machine like he did and start cussing up a storm and gave you all these little paper clips.
No. They don't have toilet paper. They have 3 shells. And you do exactly what you would think with them shells.
Yeah.
Now, listen to me very carefully, though. The Romans used to do the same damn thing.
Yeah.
They would use, if they were near the shoreline, they
Yep.
would use pieces of shell.
Yep.
If they were inland, they used pottery shards.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. They would make a certain type of pot and smash it, and the shards from that was
Scraping the shit off your ass.
a little scratchy,
Well, hey, you get to scrape the crap and shave at the same time.
Look at the chat. Look at the chat in 88 Katana.
Yeah.
Yep.
You gotta scoot your scooting like a dog.
Well, in some other countries, they don't use toilet tissue. I
Uh-uh.
don't know what they do. I mean, you go into a public restroom, it's a hole in the floor.
Okay, let me
Let me tell you
explain to
something,
you. If you go to
Their
certain
sewage
countries,
system can't handle toilet paper. There's no way
They
they
do-
can break it
no.
down.
yeah. Well, it's
They
not
do
even
what,
that. That's why
exactly
certain
what I
countries-
used to do when I was homeless.
Your hand.
They pinch real hard. That's it.
Why you think in certain countries?
Yeah. I guess you weren't born with it, so you don't need it, huh?
Well, that's why in certain countries it's an insult to shake with a certain hand because that's the hand they use to wipe their hand. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
They scrape their hand and wash it.
That's
Scrape.
the hand you wiped your you-know-what with.
Yeah.
In Thailand, it was a tiled hole right there in the center of the bathroom, and the whole bathroom was tiled.
Yeah.
And there was
Well,
no steps.
that's the
the
country I'm
tile was
talking
here.
about.
It was
Yeah,
all
Thailand.
one even plane. And
Yeah,
you had to
Thailand's
go,
the one.
and you sat there and you took your dump and you reached over and grabbed this little hose, and you sat there and squirted your backside and jumped in the shower and went.
Yep. And they had those wands hanging on the walls in the public toilet too.
Mm-hmm. There was no TP there.
Mm-mm. Nope. You wash with water. And if you had a bad situation, you did the scrape with the hand, sling it in the pot, and wash your hand.
What's that glistening in the chamber pot?
And we're wondering where coronavirus came from. Probably came from some foreign country that.
Yeah, the same country where they wipe.
Okay, guys, we've been on 30 minutes over. And
Yeah, Tom, thank you so much for letting me be part of it.
time to end it.
All right,
Bye,
later, everybody.
Matt,
I'm
later.
in the 21st century.
VW64.
Later.
Bye, everybody.
Later,
Captain
later,
Kurt,
Anthony.
Anthony.
Thanks for having me up, Tom.
Hey, anytime, every Friday.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. It's
Bye-bye.
working.
Later, everybody.
You're welcome.
Night.
Have a good
Later,
weekend.
Kenny.
Okay.
Peace.